want to have fun!
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joe Hundo. This is The Narrative TV, and today the narrative that we're going to discuss is the apprehended suspect who allegedly killed the CEO of UnitedHealthcare sometime last week. Buddy was caught at a McDonald's eating. I don't know what the fuck he was doing at McDonald's eating with the murder weapon and the fake ID used to rent the hostel or to book the hostel. Do I believe that he is a killer? Honestly, I don't. Just right now, it just sounds too good to be true. The arrest was too easy. He left Monopoly money behind, wrote on the bullets, and then he was caught at McDonald's. It doesn't make a lot of sense as far as a sophisticated hit. That's what it comes across as. I understand it was amateurish. He made mistakes, but they get caught with the quote unquote murder weapon and the fake ID that was used eating at McDonald's. It just seemed real suspect. But we're going to go ahead and check out what Fox News has to say about it, and we'll react during the course of the video. Again, y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. We're trying to grow the community. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Make some noise in the comment section is my saying. Make some noise in the comment section. Let's go.
Start with the Fox News alert. You've been seeing this video for over a week. The suspect in the murder of the UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson has now been officially charged.
Brooke Singman breaks it down for us for all we know, and we know a lot. Brooke.
Yeah, we do, guys. Good morning. So the suspected killer remains behind bars in Pennsylvania this morning. Luigi Mangione on your left here is now charged in the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson 6 days ago in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect now faces several charges. So in New York, he's been charged with second-degree murder along with 3 other gun-related charges. And in Pennsylvania, he faces 5 more charges, including forgery, carrying a gun without a license, and lying about his identity to officers. His arrest came after a tip from a McDonald's.
All right, we'll stop it right there. I want to go back just a little bit to what he got in New York. Not necessarily what he got in PA.
Pennsylvania, he faces
Pennsylvania, come on, man, just show it.
Several charges.
All right, so in New York, meaning where he committed the crime allegedly. Second-degree murder, possession of a loaded firearm, possession of a forged instrument, criminal possession of a weapon. So he was toting a tool, he killed somebody, and he also had a fake ID. So this shit, from my understanding, is what he got caught with while he was eating at McDonald's. So we'll just keep watching. It just sounds too good to be true. I go kill somebody and then I keep all the evidence in my possession while traveling.
So in New York, he's been charged with second-degree murder along with 3 other gun-related charges. And in Pennsylvania, he faces 5 more charges, including forgery, carrying a gun without a license, and lying about his identity to officers. His arrest came after a tip from a McDonald's more than 230 miles from Manhattan in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Altoona, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Altoona. We wouldn't have been able to capture this suspect without you guys, man. Altoona, PA. I've never heard of it. Who's the most famous person in Altoona, PA? Let's look that up real quick. See who's famous. Who is famous from Altoona? Let's see. Okay. Sheetz, the convenience store chain, was founded in Altoona. Sheetz, Janet Blair, actress who appeared in 1948 soundtrack for The Black Arrow. Shout out to Janet. Andrew Kevin Walker, an actor, writer, and producer born in Altoona in 1964. He's also known for his work on The Killer, 2023, 7/1995. Army of the Doomstar, 2023. Never heard of him. So now Altoona is going to be most famous for capturing the alleged hitman.
Authorities say the 26-year-old was carrying a gun believed to be the one used to shoot Thompson. Local officials hailing the employee who made the call to authorities as a hero. Listen.
In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this. He is no hero.
All right, so people are denying the deceased coverage. It's a lot going on the internet. They are hailing this dude as a hero. It's crazy. They definitely not everybody, but some people are cheering him on, rooting him on, and praising the fact that he took out some CEO of one of the biggest insurance companies in the world. So a lot of people saying that a lot of trolls on the internet pretty much saying something the equivalent of when he was on his deathbed, they took him to the hospital and he was out of network, so they couldn't help him because he wasn't out of network, or it's like saying that they denied his claim. But it's definitely pockets of the internet that are excited that the CEO got killed in the fashion that he did.
The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's this morning.
So the real hero in this story would be the snitch that's going to get $60,000. It's crazy. Snitching.
Mangione also had clothing and a mask similar to those worn by the shooter when police arrested him Monday, as well as writings suggesting ill will toward corporate America. New York City Mayor Eric Adams speaking to the arresting officer yesterday.
You're not a child, you're a man. So stop wearing so many layers to go outside.
Okay, while this commercial's on, I'm gonna hit skip, but YouTube Premium, I had a free subscription for 60 days. I would advise anybody who can afford YouTube Premium to get it. It doesn't have any commercials, and you can watch or listen to YouTube in the background on your phone. YouTube Premium, man, I'll be back. But the free 2 months, it was worth it. I forgot all about fucking ads, and once that shit ended, that started coming back. So hey, if you can get YouTube Premium for the 60 days, I'd advise you to do it. And it's just a shameless plug. YouTube Premium is worth it. Go get it. And if you do get the free version for 60 days, don't forget to cancel it. And it's easy to cancel. You just got to go to settings and cancel it. It's no big deal. But show me the YouTube Premium. Guess what? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. A whole commercial. Give you how you live. It's your boy Joe Hundo. We need the likes, the subscriptions, and the comments. Get back to buddy here.
Yes. Appreciate it.
So the mayor from New York called the police that made the arrest.
We thank you so much.
It was great to do.
More than happy to do it. I can't say I was expecting it waking up this morning.
Meanwhile, a former roommate of Mangione says he can't believe Luigi is the man suspected of pulling off this heinous crime. Watch this.
Unfathomable, knowing the kind, person that I saw and knew. I remember he said he had a back issue and he was hoping to get stronger in Hawaii. It also weighed on him that he knew that there was an impending surgery.
Several questions still remain surrounding the shooter's motive as police in both states continue to investigate the case. Ainsley, over to you.
All right, let's talk about the shooter's motive. Outside of hate for the CEO, they haven't discussed it yet, but this person of interest, the suspect, he is a suspect of wealth. He comes from a wealthy background, very wealthy background. So this surgery on his health, outside of it being something that couldn't be fixed, just from my understanding of a very small amount of research I've done today, it sounds like they could have afforded to do any type of medical procedure that they needed to take care of his back. If you got a problem with your back, to get to the point to where you have an x-ray showing screws or whatever in that x-ray, that takes money. It takes insurance policies. So if his back was hurting and he was going through rehabilitation after a surgery, that's one thing, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
So strange, Brooke. On his X account, there's a picture of an x-ray. We don't know if that's his surgery, but it has some hardware in this person's back. So apparently in chronic back pain constantly, according to residents that he lived with in Hawaii. But we'll get to that. Thank you so much, Brooke. Great job. All right, who is this guy? He's from a prominent Italian-American family in Maryland. His grandparents started a few country clubs. They also own some healthcare facilities and real estate companies. And according to friends in Hawaii, he wanted to distance himself from this wealthy life.
Now, according to his homeboys in Hawaii, Buddy wanted to give somebody their issue. And if you're I couldn't even fathom that, being wealthy and wanting to distance myself from the wealth. Now, if that's what he's hanging his hat on as far as to being a killer, I can, not to say respect it, but I can understand it. You got to do something dramatic. You got to fight fire with fire. Buddy, if he gets charged, Buddy's about to go somewhere where his money ain't gonna matter outside of commissary or extortion. And this is facts. Buddy do not look like he bought that life. He is no longer smiling. Every photo we've seen of him prior to this, he was smiling in, and it looked like shit just got real.
His family on social media said that they were shocked. They were devastated. Now, then his school, he went to the Gilman School, which is in Baltimore. Now, that is a very prominent school. It's all boys. He was there from 6th grade until graduation. He graduated in 2016. It costs about $40,000 a year to send your children there. And many senators, many governors graduated from the Gilman School. His friends called him likable, athletic, studious, on the quiet side, had an interest in technology and robotics, and he was the valedictorian of his high school. And we're going to show you a clip of that valedictorian speech in just a second. He thanked his parents and he thanked his faculty. Then he goes on to have an Ivy League education, goes to UPenn with a bachelor's and a master's degree, graduated 4 years ago in 2020 with a computer science degree, and he minored in mathematics. He was a member of the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. Then he goes to Hawaii. That was his last place of residence, and people that he lived with in the surf break co-living community said he was in chronic back pain constantly. He's been estranged from some of those friends. Apparently, he left like 2 years ago. That was the last time he had that address, but then he went back. I'm reading in some of the reports, started a book club. Many people left that book club because they didn't agree with some of the book choices. The NYPD is saying his writings expressed anger at corporate America. There's a 3-page manifesto where he was complaining about the healthcare industry. He said, "These parasites had it coming. I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." So he's an anti-capitalist. He had some leanings on his Facebook page or some of his social media that leads us to believe that.
Right. And of course, you mentioned he was valedictorian. Here's a little of his speech from high school.
The people in our lives, especially our parents and teachers, had such huge roles as well.
Another prime example. I mean, I don't want to say it, but my people, our people in the community that I come up from or that I was raised in, I was born into, we just don't do shit like this. Proximity crime. One wealthy white man kills another wealthy white man. It's not the equivalent of black on black crime, because I don't believe in black on black crime. It's not a racist type thing. It's a proximity crime, meaning these people are in the same realms. And to say that the suspect, he was in the realm of a CEO making millions of dollars, because listen to his background. So just automatically he can travel like he wants to, pays for sitting cash. You know, he can operate like that, but just he's the valedictorian. I see one brother back there, right there, the brother back there, but you know what I'm saying. This is not the type of crimes that black people commit. Now, we might not, with a black person to do, a black person, I did yesterday. I had to go down to my leasing office and show my ass. I didn't even want to. That's not in my character to do it publicly, but we'll go show our ass. And, you know, somebody like me, I'm not about to go to jail. I'm going to get my point across and I'm going to come on home. And them folks figure it out. You got to spray that bit down. Brother went in that bit and sprayed it down. I'm talking about a full-fledged hit.
I'd like to personally thank each of you for sending your sons here is I can't imagine the class of 2016 without any one of these men on stage. Further, thank you for all the time and love you put into our lives. You've instilled values in us, fed and clothed us.
Okay. Well, look, okay, it's two brothers. I see y'all boys. Black excellence. Would they need to come out and speak on Buddy? Who is the black man? Who is the black man? We want to know.
And simply been there for us every step of the way.
In a world where the elite sip water priced
Another merch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel, man. Shout out to YouTube Premium. I took it off. I don't want to get it back. It's not worth $14 a month for me right now in this moment in time, but you never know. Again, YouTube Premium, like, subscribe, and share the channel. Gotta mute y'all on the high society hydration. High society hydration. Okay. Back to it.
Who know him, that he's the guy, because it's like, are you kidding? He was a very popular guy. He had it all going for him. There you can see after he was arrested. You know,
very alarming how once they showed his face, no one came out the woodworks until he was captured. I find that very, very strange. He was in New York 10 days prior to the murder. And I mean, I understand the investigation. They're not going to tell us everything they find. But at the end of the day, it still should have been something said. There should be more information out about Buddy. Because in 10 days of living in New York or visiting New York, you would have had to establish some pattern, some sort of behavioral patterns.
it's one of those things where his image, the image of that person, the suspect, in that mask flashed around the world. And then when he pulled down the mask you saw that just a couple of days ago. And then when he pulled down the mask,
he was fucking thugging. Look at this, like, he looks like a menace. And I know they're going to use this murder. They're going to use this as a way to tell everybody, once you inside, you got to take off your mask. I really want to see how that unfolds, because I feel like this whole, him wearing this mask, that's going to be a problem. This could be me being a conspiracy theorist here. This could be them wanting to use him as an example and poster boy for the reason why we not allowed to wear masks anymore in public buildings and stuff. But we'll see, because if somebody got COVID, they should wear masks. If you vulnerable to catching COVID, and I'm saying all of this with all the information that we have out about COVID, if you're vulnerable to catching COVID, you should have on a mask. Again, a disclaimer, I'm saying all that, knowing all the information we have about
in
COVID.
New York, right there, to flirt with the clerk, reportedly, people got a good look at it. So it sounds like he made one fatal mistake yesterday, and that was he was at this McDonald's, not far from the Greyhound bus station in Altoona, and he was over on the side, as far away from the counter as possible, and he pulled down his mask. He was wearing the surgical mask there. He pulled down his mask to eat. You got to do that. And somebody, it sounds like a customer, saw that person and then discreetly went over, talked to somebody who was working at that McDonald's and said, I think that's the guy. They called the cops. The rest is history.
So I talked to someone high up in the NYPD Police Department. They essentially said, look, before they captured him, they had everything but his identity, fingerprints, DNA. They had things that show that he was an activist in that sense, and they were getting closer and closer. And it was just old-fashioned style police work, put out an image, get it to the public, and see if they can track this person down. And they did that. So it just goes to, show, if you see something, you say something. But the question is, Brian, that the family members, friends, people that were close to him, not.
You see something, say something. He comes from a prominent family, comes from money, went to a prestigious high school, an Ivy League graduate, and no one knew him for It's really confusing. No one came out. There's no one on social media saying, "Hey, I know that guy." They haven't even said, hey, we out of 1.5 million tips we got, this was the only one that gave us help, or gave us a real chance to apprehend the suspect, or however they talk, whatever they need to say. But again, it's all a little. I'm on my conspiracy with this one, man. It sound, all this shit sound way too good to be true.
Not recognize the photo that was put out there for all of us to see.
Yeah, that family's going to make a statement shortly. Everybody knows him. Evidently, they got.
How could you not know that that's not your son? How could you not know that's not your homeboy that you've been surfing with for X amount of months, or that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's confusing.
Huge charity. They have a huge. It looks like a huge club there that they converted in the 1980s. So they're of wealth. He's got a BA. He's got a master's. He seems to have everything. But something went wrong when he left Hawaii, it seems, and they came back. He didn't even go to the same place. Didn't keep in touch with the same friends. And I see this one posting on social media where he has a lot of nutritional things on there. He says, one of his friends, he's supposed to be, I guess, at the wedding. Hey, I need you to call me. I don't know if you're okay in just or just in an isolated place, but I haven't heard from you in months. You made commitments to me for my wedding, and if you can't honor them, I need to know so I can plan accordingly.
Wow.
And just another note, Eric Adams brought up something that is way overdue. You have to have a mask law. There's no reason for this guy to be wearing a mask, right? So you have to, if you go indoors, you got to take that mask off. If you go to a camp, you got to take the mask off.
There does not need to be a mask law. If you feel like you need to wear a mask because of COVID, wear it. If you feel like you need to wear a mask because you're a criminal, wear it. If you feel like you need to wear a mask because it's Halloween, wear it. If you feel like you need to wear a mask because you got some freaky sexual fetish, wear it. I know Trump's in office and things are changing, but if you feel like you identify as whatever and a mask helps you identify that, wear it. Like, so we can't wear masks now? I haven't worn my Pooh Shiesty mask in about a while, but I got the Pooh Shiesty. I keep it on me, cuz.
He's going to push Hochul to make a statewide rule about masks because people are using that to their advantage to commit crimes.
Most of the criminals.
NYPD said that he gave the Unabomber's manifesto a rave review. He wrote 13 reviews on books on Google Reads, and he follows on X Edward Snowden, Joe Rogan, AOC. They say his writings expressed anger at corporate America. Hats off to the person who recognized him, because I have to be honest, the pictures of you see right now, I don't think that looks like the guy that had the hood, that had the mask.
I totally agree, lady. And that's what I'm saying. See, I started watching this on my phone and I didn't get to this part. When they showed the fucking Lion King box, I was about to say something about that. Boy, don't be representing Simba and Mufasa and you a cold-blooded killer. Anyway, I don't think Buddy looked like the same. I don't think it's the same person. Again, I'm on the conspiracy side of this one. Here at the Narrative TV, we got to figure out what the narrative is on this one. We're going to tilt our hat and we're going to put a few shillings on the side of the conspiracy scale. Because to me, when I first seen the original one when his face was down, I just being honest, I'm like, damn, that's a woman. Or transgender, whatever Buddy want to identify as. Buddy want to identify as a killer, man. It's wild. But yeah, I'm with her. I don't think he the same person either. Looks different, don't look the same. And like I said a little earlier, the friends, family, you were too known. It's like if I put on a mask and commit something, they gonna know who the fuck I am.
I wouldn't have recognized him.
When I was talking to the cops yesterday, they said that the eyebrows were the bushy eyebrows is what got them to figure out who it was. Right. I will say this: he did have another manifesto that was set to be released on YouTube that has since been brought down.
That's right.
He had it. Sometimes you can go in the background of YouTube and schedule a post to be blasted out there. YouTube is not going to let.
It was supposed to be blasted out at 6:45 last night.
Not the handwritten one they found on him.
That was 3 pages. We've got some new additional details. Apparently, when he was apprehended at the McDonald's, he was found with $8,000 in cash, $2,000 in foreign currency. And the suspect said about that, I don't know where that money came from. It must have been planted. I don't have that kind of cash. And so you mentioned a moment ago that his X account features an X-ray of somebody who's...
Okay, so Buddy got caught with him. He got caught with $8,000 on him. Anything under $10,000 is good. I work at a bank. I've been working at a bank for a minute. I can tell you that anything under $10,000 is good. And when I say that, meaning that technically anything under $10,000, it doesn't have to get investigated as to say like, well, what is this? Where did it come from? It don't even fucking matter if it's under 10,000. And he didn't use that money to pay anyone to kill someone. There's nothing illegal about having $8,000 on your possession. That's what I'm saying.
Had back fusion surgery. And you mentioned how when he lived in Hawaii, one of the managers there said that chronic back pain impacted everything in his life. He says, including his ability to have a romantic life or enjoy surfing.
Okay, chronic back pain for somebody who got money, that is, again, confusing. If you got money and your family owns health and wellness clinics, how is chronic back pain driving you to kill a CEO of an insurance company? It just don't make any sense. Again, we gonna tilt on the side of conspiracy around this bitch.
And what's interesting is when you think about, and you know, the manifesto talks about greed and in the healthcare industry, that guy's 26 years old. What happens when you are 26 years old? You are knocked off of your parents' health insurance in many cases. We don't know if he was on his parents' health insurance, but that is, you know, you can have your kids on it until...
Knocked off of his wealthy ass parents' health insurance. Walking around with 8,000 USD and 2,000 in international currency. That's fucking crazy. That don't even make sense. Like, these folks can afford to pay for whatever they need to pay for medically. That's all I'm saying. Like, his hurt back. Like, if he would have went atheist. Okay, man, my back hurt. I'm 26 years old. Why did God do this to me? I don't believe in God anymore. That's more realistic. That's more realistic as far as what, like, that's the only thing I could think of. You're 26 years old, you're pretty young, and get your back hurt, but you should be searching for answers how to get your back. You have enough time to get your back fixed. You have enough time and money to get your back fixed.
26. If he's been impacted back by that, was that part of it? And when you, apparently, according to the cops here in New York, when you read his 3-page note that he was found with, and it was handwritten because he didn't want a digital trail, it echoes what was found on those 3 gun casings, you know, about deny and all that other stuff. And it looks literally like he was caught red-handed. He had the gun, he had the note, he had the fake ID, and he's got the face.
Well, the big...
Caught red-handed or sounds too good to be true. It's all on how this mainstream media is going to push it out there. Naturally, we don't have the resources to try to track this story down and see what all is what. It's at the infancy stages of it. But we definitely going to monitor it here at the Narrative TV. We're going to keep a real close eye on it. But again, it sounds too good to be true. You're at McDonald's with the equivalent of $10,000 on your possession, the murder weapon, a fake ID, and you're in there eating for all to see with your mask down. You could have got your food to go with the mask on. Again, we gonna put a few shillings on the side of conspiracy.
Thing now is going to be, since this was done in Manhattan, it will be Alvin Bragg's case to try between the court. The cops that I speak to want the feds to step in. Now, of course, in New York State, there is no death penalty. But assuming that the trial starts to begin, it will be back in the Trump administration, and they will have the death penalty back on the table. Currently, the feds have removed the death penalty under the Biden administration. But if the Southern District of New York gets the case and Pam Bondi is the attorney general, the death penalty will be back in play.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And
All right, so hey, they caught Buddy. Okay, he was apprehended. They caught him. Just a little reaction on, again, we're gonna put shillings on the side of the scale that says this is a conspiracy. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. It's your boy Joe Hundo. It's the Narrative TV. Be it how you live.
Cable dogs. Yeah. All right.